Yeah, sorry about that, David. I had the mic muted while I was setting up the live feed and didn't realize that I hadn't turned it back on. It is up and going. For those of you that were waiting so patiently for me to get the live feed going, I appreciate it. I was setting up feeds because I'm streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter all at the same time. Uh, if you're over on YouTube or Twitter, please come over onto my Facebook page and join the conversation there because I have a plug-in to monitor the comments section, as you can see right here. Uh, hello, Desiree. Oh. I'm actually waiting to see if the guys from Auslander show up. They're wanting to work on some music, so I thought I would go ahead and do the live stream while we wait. When they show up, we will have to end the live stream, so I'm going to let y'all know in advance. Uh, we may be doing one after they leave. There's nothing special planned. If you have anything that you want to promote, we'll go ahead and promote it while we are here. I just ask that you make sure that any content or media that you share that you actually own the copyright to. We will not be promoting cover songs or anything like that because I do not need the hassle with YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. I don't want to be mean, but I will say right now that if you share something and it gets me a copyright claim on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, they will tell me exactly what it was that got the copyright claim, and I will ban you from the page. I don't want to be ugly, but I don't want to lose a good thing. This is one of the very few things that I can afford to do that doesn't take a ton of money, and I want it to be able to help those of you out here that are watching. Happy New Year, Desiree. It's also my birthday. For those of you that do not know it, I am 1 year older and deeper in debt, as the song goes. I guess, now that I think about this, I could go ahead and pull up the Twitter page itself. That way, if I see a notification, I can check it out and try to comment. Those of you that are familiar with the live streams here, they know that there's nobody to help out with this. It's just me. I'm working the camera, I'm working the computer, I'm working the graphics, I'm working the audio, and monitoring the live feeds. But I am actively monitoring the comments on the Facebook page. It comes up right here on the screen. So if you want to participate in the conversation, then please come over to Facebook. You can find me at www.facebook.com/actor Vitali Justice, all one word. If you're not familiar with the link, there is a link on my Twitter page. Just scroll down till you find that link and click on it. Normally I would go ahead and share another link right now. I'm just not doing that because it is my birthday, it is a holiday, and this isn't anything spectacular going on. It's just to have some commentary. Hey, you're welcome, Desiree. And you keep on working on your vocals and practicing every chance you get. And don't you let nobody interfere with you chasing your dream. And thank you for the little birthday cakes, Desiree. I appreciate it. It is super cold. Most of the United States is in a deep breeze tonight. Uh, the wind chill's down in the teens here, and in a lot of part of the countries it's 0 or below 0. And I do want to mention that yes, while it is my birthday and it is a holiday, that there are a lot of people out there in need tonight that are suffering. And this is normally the time of year that we would be out helping the homeless, giving them coats and blankets and sleeping bags and whatever we could to try to get them to shelters, whatever we could do to help them make it through the bad weather. But this year we flat do not have the money. So I will ask those of you on social media, those of you that can help, please do so, because this is the kind of weather that people are dying tonight. I'm not trying to rain on your parties or anything like that. I just want to do the right thing and try to help people that honestly need help. And Happy New Year, David. David Liming, if you do not know who David Liming is, he's from Canton, Ohio. He's a wonderful producer. He works in all genres. You can find him here on Facebook at Ill Family Entertainment. Just type up in the search bar, Ill Family Entertainment, and go look him up, check him out, and hit him up and see what he can help you do. I guess I could pull up YouTube. Y'all bear with me here. I'm going to overload my bandwidth. I'm a sucker for punishment. Let me mute the microphone a minute. Okay, I do have, let me show you here. I do have YouTube pulled up. I can see the comment section. I may not always be actively watching it because I am monitoring the other page that has the Facebook plugin. And there's a little bit of a lag between, well, actually there's quite a bit of lag between what goes on here in the studio and on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I can't do anything about that. I will say again, let me pull this up so you can see the link. If you want to join the conversation, just come over to Facebook. It's www.facebook.com/actor Vitali Justice. You do not need the rest of this. That's put there because I'm logged in and coming to the page and I'm an admin, blah, blah, blah. Just so you know. I will take the time to point out to everybody that participated in the Live at 5 this past week. We reached 340,354 people. And keep in mind that we've had some of the views fall off because it only monitors for 7 days. And the 8th day always falls off. No, I do not have any coffee. My cup is empty. I do have just a little bit of Deserano left that I'm saving for later. Let me switch the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. It's not enough for me to get wasted, but it is enough to get to feeling good. I don't know if we have any new viewers. I am waiting for a couple of the guys from the band Auslander to show up because they're wanting to work on some music that we've done. So when they show up, we will probably be stopping the live stream because the track that we are working on is not ready for distribution yet, and I'm sure that they probably will not want it in the live feed and before they've released it to the public. Thank you for showing me the love, David. I appreciate it. I know that these videos get boring on nights like this when we don't have anybody actively participating. It's just, I've had so many people, I don't do the stream, and they're like, what's up with no stream tonight? So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a stream. It's going to be boring because I don't have anything to share tonight. I'm not really looking for anything to share. I just want to help you pass the time and have a good conversation. Well, that's okay, Desiree, because I rarely drink. This was given to me for my birthday, and I cracked it open early. It was given to me Friday. It was meant for my birthday, and I drank all that Friday night. I was feeling good. Hello, Robert. I don't know if you're still at your mom's or not, but I'm going to wish you a Happy New Year right now. It's a little early, but I may or may not be on here later. I'm waiting for the guys from Auslander to show up. And when they get here, I'm going to have to stop the live stream because we're going to be working on some music and post-production. Try to get it ready for a release. It's not the temperature, I can tell you that. It is extremely cold here. And I mean, it is cold. The water to the trailer that I actually live in is froze up. We still have water in the studio, but just barely. I'm just afraid. I don't want my pipes to bust, because the last time they froze up in here and busted, it busted from one end of the trailer to the other, and it was a really big problem. If it happened again, I would not have the money to have them fixed. I would be in bad trouble. Happy New Year, Tammy. So glad to see you. I can't tell who all's actually watching the video. We discuss this every time I do a live stream, but I'm sure that y'all get it. But now, like right this minute, it's showing that I've got 2 viewers. And my Facebook, I will check my personal page later. I'm in the. I guess I could share this to my personal page so they know what I'm up to. I may or may have not lost a viewer. Okay, there's nobody commenting on YouTube. We do have some viewers over at YouTube. And we have viewers over on Twitter. Unfortunately, it's going to act up because I've got too many windows open, but that's okay. Say hello, Nathan. I know it's a little early, but Happy New Year. Thank you, Brenda. If you're not back on the video, then I will answer you in text later. Either way. We are just waiting on a couple of guys from Auslander to show up. So we're over in the studio. We've got all the heaters going. I've even got the dryer going, trying to raise the temperature in here because it is cold, 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 cold. That is Glenn Warner, the front man for Follow the Awakened, messaging me. I sure wish he would come join the live feed. It'd be a lot of fun. They've got a lot of stuff going on. They've got some good video. They got a new album out. It would be perfect. But he's also working on a second album, working on some video, got some other projects going on, so he's extremely busy, and I understand it. It is cold over here in the studio, Brenda. I do not have a thermometer in here at the moment. I do have one in the bathroom. It's 50 degrees in the bathroom, and it feels like it's 70 compared to in here. It's cold. I've cranked all the heaters up as high as they'll go, and I turn the dryer on, trying to warm it up some before Auslander gets here. You know it's cold when you turn the dryer on to get the house warm, right? Hello, Lemmy from South Florida. I'd probably sure like to be there right now, because even if it's cold, I bet it's warmer in South Florida than it is here in Texas tonight. It is down in the teens over here. I don't know what it is up in town or over at Midland, but it's cold. Say hello, Glenn Warner. We're not doing the live in 5 tonight, but I've had so many people messaging me asking me why I'm not doing a live stream that I figured I'd get on here and do one while I was waiting on Auslander to show up. And so here we are. And I hope you're staying warmer than I am, because it is colder than a well digger's ass out here at the studio tonight. And I feel sorry for anybody that's stuck outside. I really do. I have been actively looking for a job again, to go back working for somebody else to help get things going on out here. And I was immediately offered an oil field job, and I had to turn that down. I'm at that age to where I cannot stand out there in this kind of weather and work 12, 14-hour shifts. Just ain't happening. One of the guys from Auslander is messaging me. Let me see what he wanted right quick. Well, I see that you've already started on your second. I don't know if that was the side project or if your second album, but I know you've got a couple things going on, Glenn. And I'm hoping that you'll get to a point where you can come over and promote your current album, some of your video, and whatever it is that you've got coming up. We're trying to get artists and bands and musicians and all that to come actively promote what they've got going on and get the word out. Welcome back, David. I know a lot of people are having internet problems tonight because it's a holiday and people are live streaming all over the world. It doesn't help that I'm hog. Well, I paid for mine, so I'm going to use it. I don't feel bad about it, but I am streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter all at the same time. For those of you that do not know, I'm one of the very few people in this area that can do that have the equipment and the software to do it, or the know-how. For those of you that would like to be doing that, get with me and we'll set up something sometime and help you get it done. That is great. I can't wait. I did hear the little riff that y'all shared when y'all were in the studio the day. That was awesome. I can't wait till you get something to share. Oh, I'm not sure why you can't comment, because let me look. Let me share the link in this feed, Brenda. This is where you have to, Brenda, you'd have to go to the live feed itself. That link should take you to it. And then there's a chat box for live chat right here. Let me switch the screen so you can see it. There's a live chat. Of course, there's a delay, as we've talked about. I do not have the plugin set up for Facebook on all three of my scenes. If I did, I would probably leave this page open. But the plugin has to be set up while the live stream is going, and I don't want to be sitting there any more than I have to. Say, hey, Brenda, thank you for leaving a comment. We appreciate it. I've known Brenda a long, long time. She's like family. Belated Happy Christmas, Brenda, and a Happy New Year. Brenda can tell you some stories about me. And if nothing else, she can verify some of the ones that I've told. I don't have to worry about pouring this over ice. It's cold. I think I'm going to wait a little while, and then I'll get me a couple of drinks when the midnight strikes if I'm still up. We are getting some activity over on Twitter. Unfortunately, as you can see, Twitter's going to act up. It is actually live streaming. I've checked these when they do that, and the video is actually streaming. This is a problem because I'm got too many windows open. Fortunately, my computer and the software is smart enough that if it has to make a choice between me watching it and streaming it, it chooses streaming it over watching. Y'all hold on just a second. I'm going to answer this. This is Auslander. Got that took care of. Come back over where I can see the comments. See, this would be nice if we were doing it like the professionals do, you know, 2 or 3 people sitting over on computers in the different room, and they're working all the graphics and the scene switching and monitoring all the input, the chat and everything. We just don't have the budget for that. We do have the ability to do it. I can actually run more cameras. I've got one more video camera that I can bring into the feed if I needed it. Hello, Tommy Lucas. Hello, Alan Wyndham. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes and the new year, Alan. Hello, David. I can't see your last name that well, but hello, David. Uh-oh. We do get some strange going-ons in the comments section sometimes. Some of the best conversations have not actually been on the video, it's been in the comments. Hello, Dave Bear. I know it's early, but I'm going to go ahead and wish you Happy New Year now in case I don't see you at midnight. Dave Bear is a wonderful musician and artist in Oklahoma. We go way back. He's one of the original artists that's still on my label. I'm hoping that sometime in 2018 I can actually afford to take a trip and go see him and his lovely wife. We haven't seen each other in about 4 years, 5 years. And we need to do something about that. Dave, if you're still actually watching the video, when you get some new work up, holler at me. Come share it. Come promote it. I seen the other day where I thought you were working on some new music. I'm kind of dressed up tonight, but I'm not dressed up to be dressed up. It's because I'm cold. And this jacket's nice and warm and it looks decent. But it's 9 p.m. You're a little late on fixing dinner, aren't you, Brenda? But I guess that's okay. I'm guilty of that too. There's been nights that I haven't picked supper until 1 o'clock in the morning. But tonight, I didn't pick supper. I told everybody to fend for themselves. If anybody has some music or something that is your own and you want to share it, feel free to share the links to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Reverb Nation, CD Baby, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, your professional webpage, wherever your work is, and you want to get people to come check it out. Share the link in the comments, and you're more than welcome to do so. Even though we're not doing a live in 5, go ahead and share your work, and people can go check that out. I am rocking the CPU pretty hard over here. I'm not sure why. It may be because I've got all these other windows open. I'm going to go ahead and close out YouTube. If they want to, for those of you on YouTube, if you want to join the conversation, please come over to Facebook. If you look up at the top of the YouTube screen, there's a little Facebook icon. You can click that link and it should bring you to the page where this video is, and you can actively participate in the conversation. The same thing goes on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, I've shared the link down in the comments below or in previous tweets. Just scroll down the page, find the Facebook link, click on the link. It'll bring you to the page that I'm on right here. And as you can see, I am monitoring the Facebook commentary as I do the video. I would be doing this on YouTube and Twitter, but I do not have a plugin for those two sites. So it is what it is. Louis Armstrong. Man, there's somebody I hadn't heard in a long time. Monday, we will be looking at the individual statistics for each one of the live streams for the Live in 5. And we will be looking at the individual statistics for each one of the episodes of Live in 5 to see which nights we had the most participation and the most viewers and stuff. And then we will pick a night accordingly, and we will be live streaming Live in 5 one night a week. We will be announcing that here on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube sometime in the next week. I don't want to be mean, but I don't know what to say about somebody that's been out to my house a dozen times and still doesn't know where I live. I tend to offend people when I say what I think, but that's okay. If I have not offended anybody tonight, just please wait in line. I'm getting to you as fast as I can. Unfortunately, I cannot tell who is or is not watching the video. Nobody's sharing any links. Nobody's. Welcome back, Desiree. Somebody is sending me an invite to go like something, but I'm not going to be able to check it out until later. As you can tell, the dryer stopped. It's a lot more quiet. Now you can hear the electric heater under the desk. And I could, in fact, set up to do a live stream where I didn't have any of that noise. But I don't want to look like a radio DJ trying to do a video show. So I've got the microphone out of the shot. It's a good 4 feet away. And the gain's cranked up a little bit, so it's picking up all the room noise, stuff like that. But I do have the means that I could set it up to where the microphone was right here and the microphone turned down where all it would pick up is me. I don't want it to interfere with the video that way. So I compromised. And most of the time it works out okay, but like tonight it's not working out good. Like I had the dryer stuff on, but that's okay. I will take the time to point out, and if it offends you, then I'm sorry. Not sorry. If you tell me you're coming out and 3 hours later you're not here, I'm not going to wait for you. There's going to be a whole lot of changes coming up in 2018. If I lose business over it, I lose business over it. But I've got other things to do. It takes a lot of money to run the heaters in here. I mean, I'm not whining and crying. It does. My next light bill is going to be $500. And I have not made $500 this month here in the studio. I've made all my money out at live gigs. So starting January 1st, I'm going to have to prioritize what goes on here. I'm going to have to balance the books. It is what it is. It's just business. The best time of the year to do stuff out here for no cost or low cost is the spring, when we don't have to run all the air conditioning and all the heater, and we can keep the bills down. it won't be long and I'll be turning that dryer back on, because if I don't, the temperature will drop and it'll start getting cold in here again. We don't have a furnace in here, and a lot of the time I couldn't run it if we did, because it would be too noisy to be recording or doing live streams. I realize that that dryer is a little noisy, but the furnace that's in here is extremely noisy. We haven't run it in 12 years. So anybody out doing anything cool for New Year's? I think I'll ask that while I'm sitting here. I am normally working on New Year's Eve, either doing live sound or DJing or stuff like that. But this is the very first year in 7 years that I have not been booked, and I'm kind of at a loss what to do. I know the few times that I've actually been able to on New Year's, I didn't sit there and stay up all night waiting for the ball to drop and all that. I usually treated it just like any other day and went to bed whenever I was going to bed, and got up when everybody may have left, so I may end up winding the video down. I think two of the artists in Murder Monroe are still in Vegas. Carlos Martinez is in Casper, Wyoming, playing with the band. Follow the Awakened is working on their new album. Nightmare Canvas, their album is in post. Auslander's working on a single, it's in post. They'll be out here in just shortly, hopefully. I used to be a truck driver, Desiree. I would drive from California to Florida straight through, and get unloaded, get a nap, get loaded, and head straight back to California. There were times that I would leave California and drive up to New York straight through. I put in way more time than I care to put in on a weekly basis. I've had several jobs to where I'd work 100, 120 hours a week, and they were all far easier than driving that truck. I'll tell you right now. And that's because I was an owner-operator, and I had to pay my truck payment, my base plates, my permits, my insurance, and everything else, fuel. That's one of the reasons I quit driving after 2.5 million miles. There's just an easier way to make a living, and you'll live longer. My cigarette, it's so cold my cigarette went out, y'all. There's been nights that I've seen it so cold in here that the lighters would cool off so much they'd lose pressure and wouldn't want to light up until you held them in your hands like this for a little bit and warmed the lighter up. How crazy is that? He knows what I'm talking about. I started out as a company driver over at CRST, and then was a lease operator over there, then an owner operator. Then I went to DART. When I left DART, I went to Far West Produce Exchange, and I'd haul produce from California to Florida for Publix, stuff like that. But I've been a company driver and an owner operator, and I don't recommend any of it. right now today, if I had to actively make a choice between driving a truck and working at McDonald's, I would be at McDonald's begging for a job. Please hire me. And I've been considering it anyway. I've actively been looking for a job. It's not that I don't have one now. It's just that it's been slow for 2017. Everything in the arts and entertainment fields out here has come to a stop. We went from 320, 340 shows a year to this year I've done 12. If it wasn't for the photography and stuff, I would already be out of business. Say hello, Bud. Bud is from West Africa. He does a reggae world music, and it's like really, really good. For those of you that are just now joining, we're not really doing anything special tonight. We're just carrying on a conversation, trying to pass time. I've got a lot of friends that were asking about why I'm not doing a live feed on the nights that I don't do them, so I thought I would do one. I'm actually waiting for a couple of the guys from Auslander to show up so we can work on one of their tracks and get it ready for a release. When they get here, we will be ending the live stream. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. I'd be interested to hear how he hit a tree. My cup is so cold that I'm going to have to put hot water in my cup and heat it up before I put coffee in it. Otherwise, my coffee will get cold before I can drink it. We had snow flurries when I walked across to the studio. It was snow flurries, and I could not only could I see it in the air, I could see it on the car, you know, and all that. A little light accumulation on the glass. And normally this weather it's too cold to snow, but it's snowing. Which beats the last couple of nights where we've had freezing fog all week. It rolls in. It's crazy. It's 20 degrees and the fog rolls in. It's all wet and warm, and it hits the cold air and freezes on the ground and on the cars and everything else. The water to my living quarters is froze solid. And I need to make sure that it hasn't froze up in here. If it does, there's nothing I can do about it. I've got it running, but it's so cold it may very well freeze anyway. And if it does, I'm really, really worried. About 4 years ago, the pipes froze and busted out here. If that happens this year, I do not have the money to have it fixed. I'll be in bad trouble. Thank you, Butt. And I'm not sure what time it is where you are, but it's probably already 2018. So Happy New Year, brother. I'm going to go turn that dryer back on, so y'all just bear with me. Well, happy 2018, Gus, or Butt. Oh yeah, I'm sincerely hoping that 2018 is a lot better year than 2017. Uh, but I will say this: for all the personal problems I've had going on the last year and a half, there's been a lot of good things going on as well. And unfortunately, the good things just aren't paying the bills. Some of you get that, but I am grateful for all the good in my life. I really am. There's not going to be a lot of reach on this video tonight, I'm sure, because most people are out partying and celebrating. But that's okay. We weren't expecting to do anything tonight anyway. Well, get to work, Desiree. Uh, we will be back on throughout the week, so hopefully we'll see you. And I hope you have a good night at work and a happy 2018. For those of you that are watching or tuning in later, I sincerely hope that not only in 2018 are you blessed to get what you want, but I hope that you're blessed to get what you actually need. Thank you, Desiree. I'm not sure what's got my processor spooling up like that, but we'll go look. I hope everybody just has a really good year. And like I said, not only to get what you want, but to get what you truly need. Because I know a lot of people that are in need right now, and my heart goes out to them. Well, based on the two tracks that I've heard so far, you're well on your way. EP's 3 tracks. Get one more done and have an EP out. But for those of you that are worrying about your albums and stuff, even though I do recording for a living, I'm not saying that you don't have to have an album. I'm just saying music sales is not where your money's going to come from in the music business. Not in and of itself anyway. Not these days. In order for you to make a good living at music, you need to be out gigging and touring and doing shows that you're getting paid to do. While you're there, you need to be promoting your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, CD, wherever your work is, but especially social media like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. You need to have music to sell and merchandise to sell at your live shows, because the combination of merchandise sales and the live shows is where you're gonna make your money. Album sales in and of themselves aren't doing it anymore. So with that in mind, for all of you thinking about spending big money to record your next album, I will point out to you that you can get a decent album recorded for anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. It's good enough to do the job that needs to be done. I know artists. I know 4 bands, this past year that spent big money to go somewhere else and record their album, and I couldn't understand why they spent that kind of money recording their album when they're not selling anything. One of them spent $48,000, the other one spent $37,000, the other one spent $26,000, and we could have done that same album out here for about $5,000. And I couldn't understand why they were spending that kind of money recording an album when they didn't have a fan base to support it. You know, if you've got 200 or 300 people following you on Facebook and Twitter, you don't need to be spending $50,000 on an album. You need to be spending $5,000 on an album and the rest of that money on promotion. You need to be spending. If you're going to spend money, I'm not saying totally ignore your album. I'm just saying don't put all your money into the album. Do as good a job on your album as you can for the least amount of money, and put the biggest part of your money into touring and gigging and promotion. Because you can be the most wonderful band in the world, and it's not going to do you a bit of good if nobody knows who you are and they've never heard you. And it is what it is. How do you expect them to buy your album if they don't even know about you? Fortunately, I've got enough equipment that $50,000 would make me a nice studio. No, I just need the actual building right now. I don't need the equipment, and I don't have to have one much bigger than what I have now. I just need it to be soundproof and set up for an actual studio. This is actually an old mobile home that we used to live in, and it's not very well insulated. It's extremely hard to cool it off in the summer, and it's almost impossible to warm it up in the winter. It gets noisy out here at times. It's time to make a change. I no longer have the money to do so. But because of where I'm at, $50,000 would build me a really nice studio space. I try to share those little bits of wisdom with people all the time, but most people don't listen. They don't get it. They don't understand. I've been doing this for the last 7 years, pretty well 24/7. If I'm not working, I'm studying, and I'm looking at what's going on, and I'm researching it and learning. Just because I don't have a doctorate degree or a master's degree doesn't mean I'm uneducated. There's a lot of times, like today, if I wasn't working on something, I was actually checking out trends, seeing what's new in the music business, stuff like that. Same goes with photography and video production and audio production. I'm always researching, always studying. I may not be able to verbally instruct you on how to do something, but I can sit down and show you how to do it. I'm not a teacher. I'm a doer. And I make some teachers mad because the common phrase around the world, those that can't do, teach. I've been doing this 7 years. 7 years. And I actually started back 30 years ago. But I had a wife and family to take care of, and I went and took a full-time job and took care of them and got them all grown, and then came back to it. But this time I've been doing it 7 years. Well, it'd be nice, but I mean, it really would. but I don't know because things look pretty bad right now. But here's the thing about when things look the worst. Sometimes that's you just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that everybody's left but you, but I might be wrong. But a lot of people have got plans tonight, and I get it, you know. One or two people are actually working tonight, but for the most part, everybody's out. They've got plans for New Year's Eve. They went out to dinner. They've gone to the movies, or they're going out to the party, going to visit family, or family's coming to visit them. I've got a friend he just moved to Nashville, but he's from France. Has Cochise Studios. I need to check in with him and see how things are going since he moved to Nashville. He was here in Odessa for a couple of years, then he moved to Phoenix, or Tucson, and had a studio in Phoenix. And then he moved to Nashville a few months ago, and I haven't talked to him since he moved. I need to check in, like I said, and see how he's doing. It's hard to do, but it can be done, but I didn't have any plans tonight. I didn't plan on doing nothing. And the only reason I'm over here in the studio right now doing a live stream is, one, I had a few friends asking about it, and two, Auslander messaged me wanting to know if they could come out and work on that track tonight. And I'm like, what the hell, why not? Otherwise, I'd be over at the house where it's a lot warmer, watching TV, or just taking the night off. I think the third biggest reason I'm doing the live stream is because I don't have to type. Y'all come on in. Well, the guys from Auslander are here, so I'm fixing to have to wind this up and get off here and work on some music. I see one person. Where's the others?
They're on their way.
Grab a chair. We're live. Might as well introduce everybody and tell them who you are.
I'm Robert Wester. I'm from Auslander. I'm the guitarist.
If you couldn't hear him, that's the guitarist, Robert, from Auslander. The rest of them will be here in a minute.
Yeah, they should be on their way. I'm about to hit up Alex.
Yeah, once they get here, we'll end this. I was just trying to pass the time until y'all got here. And it's cold. I actually turned the dryer on so it'd get a little warmer.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty cold today. It was like 18 degrees or something.
The water's froze over at the other trailer. And it's just barely running here, so I've got it cracked. Hopefully it won't freeze solid, but it may. Yeah. It got me worried because the last time that happened, it froze. It busted from one end to the other.
Oh,
I mean, there wasn't a pipe one that we didn't have to replace. It just, it was weird. It just come to,
yeah, that's crazy.
And if that happens again right now, I do not have the money to get it fixed.
Yeah, they should be here in a couple
Yeah, Butt Geese is an artist from West Africa, and he says, "Hello, Robert."
Hey, how's it going?
Hopefully y'all can hear him. He's a quiet thing over here. He's bashful. The Deserono, I've got just a little dab left. The drummer Frostlander and Nightmare Canvas brought this to me for my birthday, which is today, but he gave it to me Friday, and I made the mistake of cracking that open and drinking all of that Friday night. And I could have drank all of it, but I decided I'd better quit since I had to drive. They do metal. What specific? I always say math, but I need to start. No, it's calculus.
It's kind of like metalcore, deathcore.
We call this pneumonia weather out here. Been crazy. Been warm, then it'll be freezing, then warm, then freezing. You don't know if you need the heater on, the air conditioner on, all on the same day. Usually you have them both on. It looks like everybody else has jumped off the video butt, so I'm going to wind this up and get off here and get the project opened up and run over and get me some coffee right quick, because I haven't had no coffee in an hour. And I'm a coffeeholic, not an alcoholic. But if I'm up, I will be back in here in 2.5 hours, and we'll try to do a live stream at midnight here, Central Time. Hey y'all, this is Vitality at Red Barn Productions, and Happy New Year. I'm out of here. We're streaming to Twitter, Facebook.